it's me. Yes, I'm still sick. And yes, I went to the auditions today, just like this. So I'm hoping that I got a little bit of sympathy vote. But I seriously doubt it. That's not really how the entertainment business works. So yes, I'm already in bed. And yes, it's 8 o'clock. So I still have to get up and wash my face because obviously I cannot sleep with this makeup on. And yes, I wash my face every night before bed because, and who knows if it's true or not, but my mom always told me if you sleep with your makeup on, you age an extra 3 days. So I don't know if it's true or not, but so I always do. So yes, Disney auditions. Wow. They're a process. So I had my teaching this morning at 5 a.m. I taught my cute little kids, and because I had had like a week off, and so they were super excited to see me, so sweet, and yeah, it was early, but you know, it was worth it. Those kids were so cute, so I was happy to get up. Then class finished at 8:30, quick, changed clothes, took my makeup, took everything, literally looked like a bum showing up for the audition, but I knew that it would be hours before I actually got to audition. So check-in was between 9 and 10. Now, if you're not checked in by 10, you most likely won't get seen. However, if you check in close to 10, so I live an hour away from Disney, and I got there like maybe 9:45, and I was number 243. Yay! So great. So I usually can calculate that it's about 30 people per hour, 30 to 40, depending on the audition and who's auditioning. Now, you can do the math. 240 divided by 30, yeah. It was like 3 o'clock when I got seen. So luckily, it's the Disney audition area is in a really like populated area. There's tons of cafes and restaurants and things like that. So I went to a really classy restaurant called McDonald's, or as my husband likes to say in Brazil, MC Donald's. It sounds fancier. And my husband and I, we sat there, Rodrigo and I, sat there all afternoon working on our online businesses, which is really cool, you know, the fact that we work online so we can take our work with us. So that was one of the reasons that I was happy to go. So sat there, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And I had some friends at the audition who were kind of like updating me, like, oh, they just took in 140, they just took in this. So then I went back to the Disney audition area, which is, it's called like Animal Kingdom auditions, but they have like this huge room, everybody's sitting there waiting, and it's a long process. So Disney used to do like everybody went in, they got a number, and you wait around. So they have this new process where you have to check in online, which is really great because you don't give a headshot or a resume. You don't have to physical ones. You just download it onto their new My Profile, which is great because you save money on paper and, you know, printing and headshots and blah, blah. But I think it's maybe in the future going to be the part where you can like sign up for a number and then you don't have to wait all day. But as it is right now, in order to sign up, your location has to show that you're in the building. Like I was down the street at McDonald's and I still couldn't even check in. So you have to be physically present in the building to sign up for the audition, which means you have to go between the sign-up hours. So I go back, and the people in the room today were Mark and Darla, who are really great, really sweet. They're always so nice in the audition room. I had 26 bars. It was supposed to be 16, but it was kind of a fast song, so it went all right. Disney also started doing this thing where they do not hand out callbacks. So in order to find out if you get a call back, you literally just like wait around. And then if somebody posts on Facebook that they got a call back, you know you didn't. That's like the only way you know. So you used to get a piece of paper in the room, and now everything is done either digitally or through a phone call weeks, months later. So that's fun. It's kind of nice because you leave the day without like that, oh my gosh, I didn't get a call back and I'm so depressed for the rest of the day. But also kind of also leaves you wondering and like hoping, and there's still a chance, and maybe I did get it. So today they were auditioning for, I think, like 6 different stages. So there's a lot of possibilities. I mean, some of them I'm obviously not right for, like junior live on stage. Like, I don't think I look like a 12-year-old anymore, even though I do use really good skincare. I don't think I could pass for like 12 anymore, so that's out of the picture. But yeah, considering that I'm full of cold and probably didn't necessarily sound my 100% best, I think I did a really good job. I went with head and mix and belt all in one song, which wasn't really my plan, but oh well. I went with it. So yeah, it was a pretty eventful day. Successful, I would say. Even though I was sick, I got up and I went it and I did it, you know. Well, Hadjir kind of dragged me there because he was like, you can do this, let's go. And like I keep saying from day one, I have no idea what 2018 is going to bring. So I'm just taking every opportunity to put myself out there. So then whatever comes my way, I'm happy with, because at least I took the chances. And I never know. Who knows? So now I am, yes, in bed at 8 o'clock. I'm going to watch like an hour of Netflix because tomorrow is another long day up at 5 to teach my gorgeous little Chinese kids. And then I have rehearsals. The first rehearsal with the entire band and the whole choir and all of us singers that will be on mic for the gig this weekend for the Queen cover band. So terrified because I'm the only soprano on mic and it's like Freddie Mercury, so it's stupidly high, and I have a cold, so hopefully I don't sound like crazy. But yeah, I'm excited. Actually, I'll probably do my live video from there tomorrow, so you guys can maybe check out behind the scenes there. And yeah, it's gonna be a long day, but I'm excited. It's funny, side note. So I made a video. You guys can check on my YouTube channel. I should be posting it tomorrow. It's like a cumulative video of all my previous, so it'll be one video per week. So it's like 20 minutes of all my days, because it'll connect with my other YouTube channel that's starting. So I hope you guys check that out. But it's crazy, you know, like even day 1 of 2018, probably was a bit hungover. Don't tell anybody. But I'm like this. Yeah, guys, you know, it's gonna be a good year. And then each day my smile gets bigger, my possibilities in my brain, I guess, just become more of a reality. I'm getting more out of my funk. You know, it's just like taking those 10 minutes a day for me to just remind myself, like, oh, you actually did something today. You were productive and you have accomplished things. So I'm excited. That was 1 week. So let's see what happens with the next 51 weeks. If you watched the video yesterday, I forgot how many weeks are in a year. Maybe this is a bit natural. I don't know. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm off to bed. And I will see you all tomorrow. Good night. Week 2. Here we go. Hello, world. Oh my God, my voice. I just realized it's a little tired. I've been singing for 4 hours with a full band in a warehouse, so you can imagine the sound just echoes in that room. So it was amazing experience. So the gig is a Queen cover band. And so they're doing like a 60-person orchestra, 60-person choir, men and women, and it's also going to be, so there's 3 girls and 3 guys on mic, and then the lead singer, Freddie, and then a band, like 2 guitars, bass, drums, keys, and some effects and stuff like that. So it's going to be really amazing. It's Friday and Saturday in Cocoa Beach in Florida. So I'm really excited to be a part of it, and I know it's going to be amazing. Tonight was pretty tough. It was the first time we all had come together for the first time on mic with the band, so hence why my voice is hurting, because I'm trying to sing over a band and like 60 people. So it was a good night. And now my husband is the best. He drove me. And he brought me French fries. Yeah. And you know what? I don't like McDonald's in the sense of like their burgers and that stuff. But I tell you what, there is nothing better than a McDonald's French fries when you're really hungry. I know that goes against everything, like, oh, it's not healthy, blah, blah, blah. Anybody who's watching this who has done a ship contract with me or knows me or spend any time with me knows that I could actually literally live on French fries for my entire life and be completely content. Oh, and maybe some peanut butter on toast. Peanut butter on toast, French fries, and a Diet Mountain Dew. I am good to go. But it's just the simple things in life that I need. That's all. So I'm bundled up because it wasn't a warehouse, which was open. It is Florida. It has warmed up. It's not like 45 degrees anymore. But the weather is like gone crazy. It's like now humid and it's ridiculous. So I like to stay warm because I would like to try to like regulate my body temperature so it's not continually going cold, hot, because I'm trying to kick this cold that I have, and I need to kick it by Friday because, like Queen, I'm singing the soprano part, which is like these crazy high notes, and I need to be able to hit them on Friday. I mean, I hit them tonight, but I've got a Friday night show. They just added a Saturday matinee and then a Saturday night show. So it's going to be really cool. I just want to be able to give my best. So now my wonderful husband is going to drive me home so I can get some rest and be up 5 a.m. to teach those little kiddos. So yeah, great day. Well, tomorrow is teaching and also Universal auditions. So tomorrow I will fill you guys in on how Universal runs their auditions and how it all goes and kind of what they ask you to sing and stuff like that. So check in tomorrow, and I'll see you all then. Good night, world. Hello, world. It's day 10, and I'm here live from my car again, like last night. And I just finished my Universal Studios audition. So Universal Studios is really different than Disney, the way they audition. With Disney, you go in the morning, you sign up, you get a number, and then you wait like 6 hours. With Universal, you have to sign up online. Now, the weird thing about Universal is if you search on Google, like Universal Orlando auditions, Universal Orlando Studios auditions, Universal whatever, you will never, like, their website won't come up. It's like the weirdest thing. Anyway, if you find it, it's universalauditions.com/Orlando. Anyway, I'll put it in the comments what the website is so you guys can check it out. But so you go on there and you see if there's any auditions on the calendar, and then you have to go and and then you have to go and sign up for a time slot. And now the thing with Universal is they go really fast. So, but people cancel a lot, so you have to keep checking a lot. Now, I found out about this audition on Monday, and I got an appointment that night, so I was pretty lucky, but I got the last slot, I think. I was in an 8:30 slot. So, okay, so you go to the Universal Studios building, usually 16 to 32 bars, either accompanist, like bring your sheet music, or you can bring a recording with Universal, which you can't do with Disney. So you have that. Then you go, and as soon as you get there, you sign in and they take a picture of you. So one thing with Universal, you know, you have to show up looking put together, not like a bum when I go to Disney auditions. So go ready to look good, which you usually will anyway because you have a time slot. So you're gonna go like ready because you're not gonna have a long wait time. So then they take a little Polaroid, you fill out your information, then they'll give you your picture back, you'll stick it on the application, and then you give your headshot and resume. Now, they're not as strict in Orlando about like 8x10 resume stapled to the back of an 8x10 headshot. I always do because I think it just looks more professional, and like you kind of know what you're doing, kind of sets you aside from like the group, but it's not required like it is in New York. So then you kind of wait, not very long. My appointment was 8:30. I went in, I'm done, 9 o'clock. So super fast. Go in, you sing. They didn't even really look at me. Well, they looked at me as soon as I started singing. But I walked in and said hi. They didn't really look up from the table. I mean, they've been doing it since 4 o'clock, so I can imagine they're exhausted. And they're just like, can you sing? Great. Okay. Not okay. Great. And then with Universal, they'll email you. They'll email you depending on the job. So if the callbacks are like in a week, you'll maybe get an email the next day saying whether or not you got a callback. And Universal's really good about emailing even if you didn't get a callback. I mean, I think they do that. Because I've only auditioned for them one other time and I got a callback, and they emailed to say I got a callback. But then they did email to say that I didn't get the part, which I thought was really considerate. So you're not like sitting around waiting for like 2 months and then you see the show starts and you're like, oh, okay, obviously didn't get it. So, but these callbacks will be in like 3 weeks. So I might not hear back for, who knows? That's the entertainment industry. I could know tomorrow morning, or I could know in 3 weeks from now. So that's great. Yeah, and then they were really nice. Now, when I was leaving the room, I think they thought I was like out of earshot, and somebody said like I wouldn't have sang that song. It was a bit old. And so they asked for a jazz song. And I had all these like plans. I was going to sing Accentuate the Positive, which I've performed tons of time on the ship, and I know I can like nail some big notes. But I've got this crazy cold and I don't trust my voice. So I went with Somewhere Over the Rainbow because I know like that's like my go-to song. I got it. It's easy. So I don't think they liked it. Whether or not that'll mean I don't get a call back, I don't know. Hopefully like I sang it well enough that they don't care that I lost service. So yeah, I'm hoping that my vocals will be like strong enough that they kind of get over the fact that maybe they didn't really like my song, because I sang it well. But I don't know if any of you watching have had this like killer cold that's going around. I sound better right now because I'm living on this nasal decongestant and it's probably burning the insides of my nose away. So if anybody has any like tips or advice on what they've done to get rid of this cold, because it's like my brain is not functioning like at a 100% capacity. Granted, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning teaching my gorgeous little Chinese kids. But, so maybe that's also why, because I had like 4 hours of sleep last night. But probably not helping me trying to battle a cold. And tomorrow morning I'm also up again at 5. So, but if anybody has any tips of how to get rid of this thing, for once and for good. Please comment. Yes, I'm back. So yes, if anybody has any tips how to get rid of this cold like for good, please let me know because I need some help. Well guys, I am in the car and I'm wanting to get home so I can get some rest before I have to get up early in the morning because tomorrow is another long day. Teaching in the morning and then off to our dress music rehearsal on stage for the Queen gig this weekend, so super excited about that. We'll be cramming all day tomorrow because the music is hard and we haven't had a lot of rehearsals, so I want to make sure that I'm really solid before I go in front of, like, you know, on mic, screaming my face off to Queen songs. So, chew raw garlic cloves. I'll try it. That sounds pretty intense. But if it gets rid of it for good, I'll try anything. But I will be back tomorrow, probably after my rehearsal again, so it'll be later again tomorrow. But I hope that you all are having a strong and successful 2018 so far. I definitely didn't want to come to this audition today. I was exhausted. I wanted to just go to bed. But I got up, I put some makeup on, and, you know, I went out and did it. Whether or not I get the part or not, that's not the point. It's just putting yourself out there and get going 2018. So, let's do it. I'm going to try the raw garlic clove, and I'll let you know how that goes. Hello! I'm live. My voice is a bit tired again because another 4 hours of singing, which I'm not used to doing these days. But, wow, such a good night. I'm in my car again because, yes, I just got out of rehearsals, so I wanted to do a quick video before I drive all the way home. It's like an hour and 40-minute drive, so it'll be a late night tonight, and then early morning, 4 a.m. Woohoo! 4 a.m. to teach my little kiddos. So, yeah, so tonight was pretty awesome. The lighting in here is not the best. So, tonight was our first rehearsal on stage with the full band and the full orchestra. Meaning, like, sorry, the full band and the choir, and then the 6 of us who are on mic. And, like, just to be, like, a bit real with you guys, so I was in my show at Disney, and my show got canceled, and then I did like a few, like, 1 or 2 things going around. For like the last 2 months of last year, I really wasn't performing, and I thought when I got off ships last year for immigration reasons, I thought, you know what, maybe it's time for me to, like, take a step back and take a step away from performing. Like, maybe this is my time to, like, kind of transition into the other side of things or something like that. And I was like really down, like really depressed. Even my husband kept saying, like, I've never seen you like this, like, you're so down, there's nothing I can do to, like, make you happy. And I couldn't get it, you know, I just, like, didn't really connect the dots that it was because of I wasn't performing or I wasn't on stage. But like, tonight, like, 100% like solidified the fact that I've been feeling down because I haven't been performing. And it's crazy to find that out, but it's also really refreshing to kind of, like, figure out, like, what's wrong in a way. So, like, being on that stage tonight, like, yeah, I'm like a backup singer, but, you know, it's Queen music, so it's, like, so fun, and, like, everybody's really into it, and the group's really cool, and the guy who's singing the lead is, like, really awesome. And just being on the stage and feeling those lights and, like, you know, the serotonin levels, I guess, like, went up in my body, and just, like, feeling so happy to be performing again. So I'm hoping after this weekend there'll be more things that come around and then I can keep performing, because apparently I need it to be happy, which is really cool, but also kind of like, I mean, not frustrating, because that sounds really bad, but I love performing. But I never thought that my personal happiness was kind of like riding on getting that, I guess, high for me of being on stage. I don't know. So yeah, it was a kind of a weird feeling to kind of like come to that realization. I mean, I think I've kind of come to that in the last few weeks, but being on that stage tonight was like, yeah, this is it. I need to be on stage. I need to be performing. It might not be always like that. Like, life is, life changes, and you go through seasons of what you want to do and what you want to have in your life. But it's not out of my blood yet. So yeah, I know that I look a bit tired, and I am tired, but I'm happy, and that's a big change for me, so I'm really excited. And doing these videos has really kind of like boosted myself every day to just keep going, and it gives me a reason to go do something, because I want to have something to talk about every day. And maybe some days I won't have anything that exciting. I mean, next week I don't have anything planned, so next week I'll have to like go and find things and do things, and doing these videos has really helped me accomplish that. So yeah, thank you to all of you who are watching, and I hope you continue to watch, and it's going to be a great year. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be a good one. All right, world, it's time for me to drive. Let's go 2018. Bye. Hello, world. How are you tonight? It is almost 10 o'clock, and I just finished my show, and I've gotten changed out of my outfit, obviously. Still have the false lashes and the big earrings, but wow, it was so good to be on stage and feel that audience, and it was just so nice to have that experience again. I really, really, really missed it. It was a little nervous at first, because it's been a while since I've been like on a stage with an audience, like in that sense, but it's like riding a bike, it comes right back. But it was a lot of fun, and the audience was like so into it, so that was really great. And yeah, it was a really good day. Well, it was a really good night. I mean, the morning was fine. This morning I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to teach my Chinese kids, because I have some of my regulars who would like to have class at 5 a.m. So I do it for them, but I was really lucky that I was kind of not so busy in the day today, so I was able to take a nap and able to function. So I'm able to function now, because otherwise I would have been struggling. So I'm very thankful to be able to take a nap, and I was snuggling with my 2 cute little dogs, and it was so sweet. So now I'm heading out for some pizza and a few drinks with some of the people in the cast, and it's so nice just to reconnect with some friends and just kind of like have like a normal Friday night, because I usually teach a lot on Friday nights and Saturday nights, because it's a way to make a lot of money fast. So I took tonight off because I was doing the show, and now I'm able just to have a nice night relaxing with my husband, and it's been a really good day. And I don't know what's going to even happen next week. Every time my phone like beeps, like I've got an email, I'm literally like checking it, like, what's happening? Like, is this an email from what company, what show, what job, like, where am I going, what am I doing? Rodrigo and I were talking today about maybe we just go to Brazil and which is funny. I know to like a lot of people, if we say like, oh, just go to Brazil, like they'll be like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, that's so cool, Brazil. But for me and for us, like that's where he's from. That's his home. We go there every year. And he has to leave the country like soon because of immigration. You know, he can't be here all the time. That's like one of our huge things for 2018 is we have to constantly be worrying about, is it legal for him to be here, and is it legal for me to be not here, and it's like all this legal stuff with all of the immigration. It's like, you know, you can kind of say whatever you want to say about the American immigration system in the sense of like, I think it's very easy to see both sides, but if you have been on one of the sides, you get very opinionated very fast. You know, my family has spent a lot of money, and now I've spent a lot of money for my husband to do immigration and do it legal and do with lawyers and things like that. And so I have sympathy for people who come here to flee a country of persecution, to flee a war, to flee things like that, you know. But people who just come here because like they want to just live here and they come here legally and they work, like that's why my process is gonna take like over 2 years. I'm married. I've been married for 5 years, and my process should be easy. But because so many people do it wrong, now I have to suffer. My husband, who we've been together 8 years, we've been married 5, now our process takes 2 years. So I 100% agree. Like, I think we should accept as many people as we can into America. I'm not even a citizen. I don't have any say. I don't get to vote. I don't know say about nothing. But when I pay thousands of dollars to do things the right way and pay lawyers and paperwork, and other people can just come in, like that's what drives me insane. I don't really know why I went off on this tangent, but I did. So there's that. So yeah, that's really stressful about this year is because Rodrigo has to leave the country because his visa will, like his time visa expires soon. And if he doesn't leave, then that puts him like illegally here, and then that will just derail everything. So now we have to figure out what we're gonna do. But every time my phone goes off, I'm telling you, like that email, that sound, and you know it, if you're in the entertainment industry and you're so used to like new jobs coming all the time, that like ding on your phone from an email and you're like, who's it from? Who's it from? Especially if you've been auditioning a lot lately. As of right now, it's not been any good news. I mean, like 25% off Expedia, blah, blah, blah. But it's okay. I'm doing these videos to keep myself pumped and keep myself in check and to make sure that I just stay happy and know that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. 2018 is going to be great. So, guys, I'm going to go and have some pizza and relish in this high that I have from being back on stage tonight. So it's so good to have this feeling again, and I'm thankful to be able to share it with you guys. So good night, world. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, world. It's me. Wow. Show has just finished and I'm in the theater still. You can see the theater. Show just ended and the audience loved it. We had such a good time. We finally like pretty much nailed all our harmonies, which was really great. And now there's a big after party where the band that we have been performing with will announce like their big next event, and it's free drinks for everybody, so of course I will be there. So yeah, it's been a really amazing weekend. I feel like it's kind of like, you know, kicked my butt to get back into not shape, but performing, and just really excited to really make that a priority in my life. You know, Rodrigo and I have 2 online businesses. I also have like a real estate investing company and auditioning. So I have a lot of jobs in a lot of different areas where I have a lot of focus. And the one thing that brings me the most joy though is performing, and I feel like I haven't been able to do that as much lately. And especially from moving from ships to land, you know, on a ship you're doing like something every day or at least every other day, and whether or not sometimes you complain about it, which is ridiculous when you look back, you know, because like you're getting to do what you love all the time. So who knows what's next. That's it for this weekend. Next week, who knows, guys? Who knows? 2018, what will happen? The only thing I have planned is teaching and working on my businesses, and that's it. Who knows when that phone call is gonna come and say like, can you go back out to sea, or can you go here, or any of those things I've auditioned for, or that email's gonna go. So I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, but I'm just trying to focus on every day one at a time and just make the most of it, and then make these videos. And hopefully these videos will keep me on track in a way, and also just keep me focused on a day-to-day life. Because I think sometimes like I get anxious, and I don't know about you, but I get really anxious when I think about like the future and next month, next 6 months, and next year, and that's when I start getting crazy. So I think sometimes, like for me, doing these videos is kind of just making me focus day by day and thinking like, okay, what's today gonna bring? Okay, great, today was a great day, check. You know, who knows what tomorrow's gonna be? But today was good, and that's all that matters. So I'm thankful, and I think we should all just be thankful that we have this air to breathe and this life to live, because it could be gone in a second. And I'm thankful to be able to have done this show, and for my parents to have seen it, and for my husband to have seen it, and now I look forward to tomorrow. And that's it, just tomorrow. Get through tomorrow, because that's all I can do. If I'm being really honest, just need to breathe and get through tomorrow. So I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. I have a baby shower to go to. You know, the one that I went to last week that actually didn't happen? Yeah, I'm going to that. So let's go 2018. That's almost 2 weeks. Wow. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen with this year. Terrified and excited. All right, world. You have a good weekend. 2018. Let's go. Hello, world. It's Sunday, end of week 2 of 2018. And today was a really, really good day. Went to 2 good friends' baby shower. She was actually due 2 days ago, and luckily the baby hasn't come yet, or there would have been a baby at the baby shower, so that would have been funny. But it was really cute. It was nice to see some familiar faces and just reconnect with some friends. And then I finally went to see The Greatest Showman, and it was the greatest. Loved it, laughed, cried, just really enjoyed every moment of it. It was really, really great movie. Like, I was not a fan of La La Land, and even like my husband was like, yeah, this is so much better than La La Land, in the sense of like a musical movie type. So that was like really good. I've seen more movies in the last month than I have like in the last 5 years. There's a movie theater down the street from my house, and it's $4 movies, and they're like the really big like plush chairs that has the button that reclines. So like, why not? But all day I've been fighting my vertigo. So I have this disease called Meniere's disease, and it's pretty rare, especially in people my age. Usually people get it at the age of 65 or above. I was lucky. I got it when I was 18 because it's genetic on both sides of my family. So yay. So I've been fighting my vertigo all day, and the vertigo is winning right now. That's like kind of why I'm not really moving a lot, because if I move my head, I feel like I'm gonna fall over. It's kind of like, I describe it to people as, it's kind of like that feeling when you're really, really, really drunk. I know I've never been like that. It's like that feeling when you're really, really drunk and you go to lay down and your head spins. It's like that feeling when you're not even laying down and without the fun of the drinking prior and the party. So in the US, there aren't any drugs to help with the vertigo. I mean, technically there is, like the doctor will prescribe you diazepam, which like you'll get like a pill this big and he'll say like take a quarter of that pill, and it's fine. It's supposed to relieve stress, and that's supposed to like tame down the vertigo. But I find for me, that kind of makes me loopy, so then that exasperates the vertigo. So I don't really like to take it. But in a lot of other countries in the world, they have other medicines, because in the US there isn't enough demand for these medicines, so they can't make enough money, so they just don't make them, prescribe them. Great. You know, sometimes like the US is an amazing country and I'm very thankful to live here. Obviously, like not being born here, I have a green card to live here, so I'm very thankful to everything that this country provides. But healthcare is really, really a tough subject when I'm coming from England, where everything's free and all of these medicines are available. So luckily my grandmother has the same disease that I have, and so at first she was giving me her leftover medication because they don't have it in the US because they won't make enough money off it. So whenever I'd go to England, I would take some of her medication because she was getting it for free and she didn't need to always have it all. But then we found that they also sell the same type of pill, just like slightly lower dosage, which is better for me anyway, in Brazil. And so now whenever we go to Brazil, you don't need a prescription, you buy it over the counter, and as soon as I feel the vertigo coming, I take one of these pills. It's called Ciranazina. So if you know anybody that suffers with vertigo, this pill is like, it's the only way I get through life. Like, seriously. Working on a ship, if I have a show that night, the only way that I will get through it, if I feel my vertigo coming on, I have like a 75 mil and a 25 mil. If it's a show day, that 75 mil gets popped. If it's not a show day, I'll just take the 25 mil, because it does sometimes create like a bit of a pressure headache, but you know, I'll deal with a pressure headache over vertigo. So if you've ever had vertigo, it's the worst feeling. It's kind of like also a migraine, where you need to be in a dark room. However, you can't close your eyes because the room spins. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty debilitating and pretty horrible. So it is 9 o'clock almost, 9 o'clock, and I just took one of my pills. I had dinner with my family. I took a pill. Now I'm going to bed and hopefully lay down. And by the morning, because I have to be up at 5 a.m. to teach my little Chinese kids, so I'll be able to function for that, because I think like a lot of times when stress is built up, my problem is a lot worse. And I've been stressed with this show this weekend and making sure that I get all of these notes correct. And now that's gone, I feel like my body's kind of like, whew. But that's also meant kind of like it's given my vertigo a chance to like really kick in. So yeah, that's a little bit of information. Maybe you know already about me or not, that I have this lovely disease, that the US has no, well, really there's no cure in the world. It's not like England has these pills and it's a cure for the disease. It just, they have pills to help with vertigo and the side effects. But there's no cure for the actual inner ear disease, which, so like right now, when I'm talking, I can only hear out of this ear. I can only hear out of my left ear. So as a singer, that's pretty hard, because it also, my severity of deafness changes throughout the week, year, month, like whatever. So some points I can hear both out of both ears, and some points I can only hear out of one ear. Right now I can't hear anything out of this ear at all, like at all. If you talk to me on this side of my face, like I will not hear anything that you're saying. And on top of like not being able to hear, you also have this like 24 hours a day. It's so pleasant. Just a lovely thing to do with. So I'm going to go to bed, put the TV on, because the TV helps kind of drown out the sound of the swishing in my ear and helps me fall asleep. So yeah, not so like uplifting video tonight. It's kind of annoying having this problem and being a performer at the same time as well. But sorry, my head just was about to go. So hopefully tomorrow I'll wake up, I'll take my pills and everything will be good, and I can get through my classes. And then it's next week is like hardcore working on my online business, which I'll tell you guys more about next week. And also deciding when to go to Brazil, or if to go to Brazil. Rodrigo's going, should I go too? The joys of 2018. Well, it's time to say goodnight. Let's go, week 3. Yes, 2018.